I love that too big for the britches kind of a thing. I think that leads us right back to the story because to me, he there's something so youthful, and I don't know if I mean that in a good or a bad way, maybe a little bit of both. But there's something so youthful about, you're in the cave and the bear says, "Hey, if you pull that nail out and you go bury it under a turnip, you're gonna find a beautiful woman." And you're like, Prince is like, "Yeah, give me that nail. I'm gonna go find that woman." He just like runs out of the cave, right? And I think, I mean, I know in my own life and my own search for, some sense of meaning or some sense of aliveness, like I often will think I know what I'm doing and kind of run wildly after my idea, only to find out like it's not as easy as I thought it was,
Yeah.
or it is easy, but there's something in me that's nervous about or scared. It's whatever it is, and he runs out, and like, let's see, yeah, the prince shouts after himself and runs out of the door, and he finds a field of turnips and was just about to put the nail under one of the turnips like he was supposed to do when out of nowhere a monster appears. It doesn't describe the monster. It
I
doesn't,
know.
like you
Isn't
were
that
saying
great?
about the introduction, right? It's just the bare bones. There's a
Yeah.
monster. Boom. It's just a
Yeah.
monster.
That's right.
And it scares him. It scares him and he drops the nail. So he's holding this
Yes.
this
Yes.
whatever the nail could mean a bunch of things, but he's
Yes.
pulled it out of the wall and he's been told if you bring this and you put it in a place, so if you offer this nail to the
Mm,
turnip,
mm,
you
mm,
will
mm,
receive a response from the turnip,
mm.
but he loses the offering. He loses the thing he's been charged with delivering,
Right. Yes.
his message
Yes.
or whatever it is.
Yes.
I still don't quite understand the turnip, but we can get to that in a minute because right now I'm focused on this monster,
Yeah.
right? So he loses the nail, and he braces himself on something because
Mm,
he's scared. He kind of falls back, and so I assume he drops the nail to grab onto the hedge,
mm.
and there are thorns on the hedge. So
Yeah.
it's not something that he's consciously doing. It's a startle response, and he's just randomly reaching out for safety. And there's this sort of like instinctual or automatic or animalistic quality to it. So maybe the bear hasn't quite turned into a man yet. I don't know. And he pierces his hands, and his fingers are bleeding so badly that he faints. So he's wounded and he goes unconscious. Something shocks him. He loses the thread of the nail, the thread of what he's doing. He feels some sort of pain and he goes unconscious, which that's trauma work too. That's the flip side of the thunder and the shaking of the cave. That the thunder and the shaking of the cave could be like the sort of the the musical theme of the monster before the monster appears. It's like it hints at something coming
Oh,
that he's
nice. Yeah.
unprepared
Yeah.
for.
Right.
um
Yes.
and then all of a sudden monster loses the thread, passes out, and sort of misses his chance. Like he rushed out of the cave in maybe too much of a hurry, and he wasn't able to withstand what he was confronted with as he went
Yes.
towards sort of the
Yes.
goal you know
Yes.
um but I still don't know what to make of the turnips, and that comes up again later. um but I don't know.